My herbs under my grapevine are going crazy. As you can tell, they're flowering. I keep clipping the flowers off. They keep coming back. I think that's my oregano and my thyme. I have like 3 different kind of oreganos, thyme. But welcome back to Gardening with Portia, right here in Central Florida, St. Petersburg to be exact. I am prepping my garden for fall already. We have a long growing season here, so we won't get any kind of cold weather or chill weather until late December, beginning January. But starting the middle of September starts our fall season. So we're just going to take you guys on a walk real quick and show you what's still growing in my garden and how I cleaned up some of my beds to get ready for the fall. So this is my grapevine, and it has been eaten up by caterpillars. But I do have grapes. Tying my grapes up so the birds don't get them. But I have quite a bit of grapes going on here. Some of them I can't get to, they're too far in. But my grapes are doing good. Let's go check out the rest of the garden. First bed, I have rosemary on both ends. Believe it or not, that ginger has been growing for quite a while. It takes ginger a long time to germinate. But I have 2 pieces of ginger in here. 1 cherry tomato that haven't gave me fruit yet. It was very small, so it is growing. It just haven't gave me fruit yet. And my rosemary. This is my lime tree, and it's giving me flowers, so I think I will have some fruit for the first time. Normally when I get my fruit trees, I don't get fruit to the following season, but this one's giving me flowers already. Let's just pray they don't fall off. Thai basil has been doing its thing. It's time for me to cut it back. Once it start trying to flower, I cut it down very low, and it bounces back every time, and it is time for a new cut. So I might harvest some of that this morning. My banana pepper, it did good. It's starting to turn yellow. So I don't know if it's dying, because I don't want to say it's not getting enough nitrogen, because this bed is good. I want to say it's just ran its life cycle. But I got quite a bit of banana peppers off that. And I may try to do banana peppers again and put 2 plants up here, because if that one did good for me, if I put 2, I can definitely get a nice harvest. My paste tomatoes is giving me yellow flowers, so I left that one. I had 2. The other one wasn't just doing anything. Like this one looked like it's got some kind of disease, but it's steady putting out flowers. So I'm gonna leave it and hope for the best. My sweet pepper is doing good. I just trimmed my purple basil and air dried it. This is my Egyptian spinach. That was huge. I trimmed that down, and look what it's doing. It's coming back. That Egyptian spinach is very good too. Like, I actually like the taste of it. So I see I got some pods in it. You can eat the pods. I haven't tried to eat the pods. Not interested in eating the pods, but the leaves are good. Third bed is my okra patch. Okra is slowing down. I mean, I was picking 3 or 4 okras at a time. She's slowing down. I'm still getting some okra, literally like 1 or 2. But before, I was just pulling okra like it was just crazy. And I had put some what you call those, black eyed peas beans in here, and that's what's climbing up the okra. And I've been picking those. I have some right here. I got some here. I see some flowers, which is always a good thing. I see more flowers. So I'm leaving this bed for now, just because I still have small okra growing up. I kind of success sharing. So I have small okra. I got purple, and then I planted some more regular okra. Just because it gets hot here, so it's a chance that I can get another crop of okra growing. My sweet basil is not doing too good. I harvest her, but I think the okra is now shading her from the sun. My mint patch is doing awesome. The chocolate mint, the spearmint, the peppermint, the sweet mint, the ginger mint. This whole pot is full of mint, and it is all doing so good. It's about time for me to harvest it. Every time it starts hanging too low is when I clip and harvest. I put it in my teas or I dry it. I'm not ready to put my peach tree in the ground. I want to wait towards the winter time. I had it in direct sun, and the leaves start turning. Like I said, I am in Central Florida, so this is not normal heat. But then it looked like I was getting attacked by some beetles. If you can see it, got little holes on all my leaves. So I decided the ones that's coming in, the new ones don't have it. Like my new ones don't have it, but the old ones got like beetle damage. So I moved her. I'm not sure what this is, y'all. I might have to harvest it though. I don't know what this is. I planted several seeds up underneath the peach tree, and I don't know what that is. My fourth bed, my collard greens, I'm slowly getting rid of. I know you can chop it and it keep growing, but I think I had 8 plants and I'm down to 2. I mean, I really am all collard green out, so it didn't bother me. I do have more starting for the fall. I started some seeds, so I do have more. But I mulched this area, and I want to say these are cucumbers, and I want to say that is a melon. So I see we have a lot of male flowers here, but no female flowers. Or this could be a melon. Make signs, y'all. I mean, I'm pretty good at making signs. This bed right here, I started planting things and nothing grew. And then I just put more dirt over and plant more seeds on top of that, hoping something would grow. And then when I finally just left the bed alone and just said, forget it, I have seedlings like this one that just popped up. Now they're just popping up, and I don't know what they are. My pepper plant. I don't know why. I really believe this Egyptian spinach is blocking the sun, because this bed is getting pretty good fertilizer. As you can see, I threw banana peel water and banana peels in here. You can see the white powder is the crushed eggshells that I sprinkle in here. I do a liquid fertilizer. So just to be honest, I don't know why this bed, and it's the 2 peppers, are turning yellow. But I'm going to leave them alone and see what they do. Again, I need to mulch this bed, but I still have stuff going on it, so that's why I left it. I had this lemon tree 4 months before I even got my lime. And my lime giving me fruit and my lemon ain't. And I put the lime tree where my compost used to be. So I really thought that that would take off faster because it has great fertilizer. But we'll see. So far I found 2 of these baby watermelons on my plant. I'm hoping I get more. But I have been trimming just the leaves off the watermelon because sometimes the flowers are up underneath and then the pollinators can't see it. So I try my best to try to move it around and clean it up just a little so I can get some pollination going, so I can get some watermelon growing. So I have this bed that just has watermelon in it. I have this bed that has the original sage in it. The sage don't like the heat. It does this to me, and then when fall comes, it bounces right back. I never have a problem. It bounces back and it be even bigger. So I really leave the sage and I wait till like September sometime, and then I clean it up, of course. But I just leave it. It's roughly around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I got some purple cabbage. I always come out here and see if I can see any one of my melon flower open so I can hand pollinate it and help it out. But all of these seems to be males. My 7th bed, I have bush beans. As you can tell, I planted those about 2 weeks ago and they're coming up perfectly. So I got the bush going on. I got the marigolds and I got the peppers, and it looks like I'm finally getting heads on my peppers. So we'll leave those. More marigolds. These are also bush beans that I started for the springtime, and I really believe they're gone because as you can see, I'm getting like one or 2 at the most. I'm not getting like a handful. But I also started more on this side, going all the way down, of the garden bush beans, the garden pole beans. So let's hope we can continue this. I think I told you guys I wasn't gardening for the summertime. It is way too hot. Like, I'm sweating. It. I promise you, it's not even 9 o'clock yet. I mean, it's just way too hot out here for me. But this is my asparagus. These are my asparagus. This whole bed, I got it cleaned up now. You see, I actually made a bed for it. I got to pull these weeds because this is going to be, if you can see it, it's going to be a walkthrough, a small little walkthrough. And I got to stake my Texas sage that gives purple flowers. Got to stake that up. Look at one of my asparagus getting ready to go to seed. So this whole bed is full of asparagus, and I need to stake it. So just to give you a little info on my asparagus, I got them from my local Home Depot, and they were what they call that, just the root. And on the box it tells you the root is like 2 years old, year and a half, 2 years old already. And they tell you it normally takes asparagus 3 to 4 years before you can actually start harvesting off of it. So I have gotten this one. I got 2 of them last spring. I had them last spring. And then we got this spring. And I let it do the same thing. I even leave it like this until they turn brown. I was told you can trim them back, but it doesn't bother me looking like this, so I just leave it. But you can trim it back. But that was last spring, and I just been leaving it like this. And then this spring, we got more in. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make this bed asparagus and strawberries. It's in a perfect spot, and they both do very well together. So I have some strawberries in the bag. And they're even growing out on the side. So I'm gonna take them out the bag once the season, like summertime, when they die back or go dormant. I'm gonna take them out this bag and plant them around the asparagus. Both of those are perennials here in Central Florida. They'll do fine together, and I never have to touch them. I am trying corn again for the fall. I'm trying it again. Actually, I need to start now and drop some BT inside the corn. Springtime, my corn did so good until it got ready to bring up the tusk in the middle, and the black grasshoppers demolished it. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and catch this before it gets too far gone, and then I don't get corn again this year. My sunflowers are not looking their best right now. I need to come out and, well, I did some of them. Deadhead the heads that's dying. If you deadhead the heads that's dying, it'll help produce more sunflowers. So these right here, they're all droopy now. It might be their time too, because they've been pushing flowers out for a minute for me. So it might be just time to chop and drop. But this bed right here, I'm planning on putting 2 different types of beets in it, along with carrots. This is the only bed that I haven't did anything with, but put ginger in there. So I have a ginger here and a ginger here. But I think I want to go ahead and put my garlic in here for the fall. Last year I didn't do good with my garlic. I guess we didn't have enough chill hours. This year I have my garlic right now in my refrigerator, and it's already been in the refrigerator about 5 months now. And I'm gonna keep it in there because I'm not planning on growing it until like September. This area gets partial shade. It definitely don't get any of our sun. As you can tell, it's roughly, well, it's close to 9 now, but it don't get any sun. So I'm hoping this will be perfect to plant my garlic this fall. This is one of my new babies. It is a olive tree. If I'm not mistaken, you can make olive oil with this plant. I don't think it is good for olives to eat. Checked out my last video. We moved the banana. This is one of the pups that we moved. She's scaring me a little, but she's not looking too hot. But I'm gonna give her some time. It is a such thing as transplant shock, so we're gonna give her a banana plant. My pineapple. Now my pineapple is starting to turn a little green now that I trimmed those banana leaves. So I think she's getting more of her sun going that way. So I'm happy about that because she's 2 years old and I haven't got a pineapple yet. This that I propagated myself from my original cactus. One piece fell off. My kids was out here playing and it snapped off. I set it in water in my kitchen window for almost a month, and it gave me a couple of roots, and I just stuck it in the ground. So we're gonna see how this goes for me. But this is the yellow dragon fruit, which I was told it might be another 3 years before I see fruit, but we'll find out. One of my lemongrasses. It's still summertime, even though this lemongrass grows just like weeds. I promise you. I cut it back, harvest the leaves, harvest the roots, and it grows right back. It grows back fast, y'all. But I think I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. Just because it's getting a brown leaf, so I just want to clean it up. Here are more sunflowers that I'm starting. And it looks like something already got a hold of them, because there's none here. I had sunflowers. I had like 3 plants right here, and now all I see is a mushroom. But then I have these right here. And I need to go pull those weeds. These weeds are killing me. My elephant ear, I planted from bulb. She's doing good, but I need to clean her up and get rid of the weeds. Look at this. So yeah, there's nothing too much going on here in my garden in Central Florida. It's just way too hot. But I have definitely been prepping for the fall time, trying to keep the weeds down, keep my yard clean. This is my orange tree. Trying to show y'all my sweet potato bed, which my sweet potato bed is doing pretty good if you ask me. I don't know if this is gonna come to bite me in my butt, but when I cut off my sunflower heads, I throw them in a sweet potato patch. So I might have sunflowers and sweet potatoes growing in this bed. But this is my sweet potato bed. I'm not planning on changing it. This will be the sweet potato bed. When I'm time for harvest, I will dig up this whole bed, get what I can get, and then propagate the leaves again, put them in some water and a water bottle so it grow roots, and then stick them back in the ground and let them go. We can grow sweet potatoes year round here in Central Florida, especially where I have mine at. So they got a home. So these are my new babies. This is my blueberry. I saved her from Walmart. They had her for $5, getting ready to trash her, because she was on her last markdown. And I saved her. So in this pot is sweet potatoes. Now I had put sweet potatoes in 2 pots because at the time I didn't know where I wanted to plant sweet potatoes, because I knew I didn't want to plant them in any of my raised beds, because I wanted to have those ready for the fall time, and it takes them a little longer, so I didn't want to take up my raised beds. So I started some in pots, and I started some ginger. And look, 1, 2, 3, I got 4 ginger plants coming up in here, and sweet potatoes, and they both take quite a while to harvest, so I'm not mad at that. And I decided to bring them up this trellis. It was actually in the same spot as my peach trees, my white vinyl fence. I don't know if it was the heat from the vinyl fence. I don't know if it was the direct heat. I still don't know. I went ahead and moved this one because, as you can tell, its leaves were starting to turn brown. It looked like it was dying. I'm almost certain it's not time to harvest these yet. So I moved her over here, watered her well, and let's hope she bounces back for me. But for both of those to be getting sunburned and looking yellow, I figured it had to be the location. So I moved them. This one just has sweet potatoes in it though, I think. I think that's it, that's in there. I moved my stand over here. As you can tell, it's in the sun. But I moved it because where I originally had it at, I couldn't get to my homemade fertilizer, my water jug, my Nemic oil or my BT, my spray that I need to spray my plants with. I couldn't get to it where it was. I had to keep moving the whole thing over just to grab something. So this is where it's at now. And I think my stand is, I have a little stool. I think I left it in the backyard. But that's where I moved that at. As you could tell, it did rain. So I have a little rainwater here, which I have rainwater in my trash can because I left this open a couple of days ago I cleaned it and left it open to try to save some rainwater. And I'm just going to put that in here and let it sit until I need it again. Like I said, we've been getting light showers and rains here, so I don't really need it, but I finally got me some rainwater I can use to start watering my fall plants. My dahlias that grew so big and beautiful, I love them. In this pot right here, right now, I put fertilizer in it, crushed eggshells in it, and it's just sitting. I'm going to mulch it. I don't know what I want to put in that bed. I was thinking nasturtiums because it'll just give me flowers, and put nasturtiums and onion chives in here. Then I said, no, I'll put celery. Then I said, no, maybe I'll put carrots. Like, if you think I could know what I should put in this pot, let me know. It's definitely a fall pot. So I'm pretty sure this, I mean, it's in direct sun, but during the fall time, it's going to cool off just a little. So leave it in the comments what y'all think I should put here. Leave in the comments what you guys are growing. If y'all are new gardeners, what's your first thing you're going to try to garden? Fall will be the best time to start. I would tell anybody that, a new beginner, especially here in Central Florida, you're trying to do it in the summertime, you're not going to do anything but frustrate yourself. Fall coming up, this will be the best time to start. Start with something small like a herb. A lot of people, when I started, was like, start growing radishes. And I grew like 4 different type of radishes, and we don't even eat radishes, and I didn't like the taste of radishes, but it did grow quick within 30 days, and you got your harvest, yay. But if you want something you're going to eat and you're going to use, try growing herbs. You wouldn't believe the difference of taste in your food when you put fresh herbs in it. So fall would be the perfect time to get out here and get started. I've been doing this going on 3.5 years. And I get better and better every year. I add something new every year, and I end up taking something off every year. Because once you grow it and you taste it and you don't like it, or once you grow it and it doesn't grow its best in your zone, then you know that's not the plant for you. So you just don't grow it again. But so far, I am very proud of myself working in my garden and maintaining it. A lot of the things that I grew loves heat, but even my tomatoes and peppers thought it was just a little too much heat. But Central Florida, you can grow sweet potatoes, you can grow okra, you can grow a lot of herbs. Of course, you can grow grapes and bananas. They all like this heat, y'all. So that is it. I just want to give y'all a quick update of my garden and what's going on. I don't have much anymore. Like I said, all tomatoes out, harvest all of those. Brought okras all out. Still got some beans coming in. And I am looking forward to my fall garden. So I'll catch y'all on the next video, hopefully, when we are starting to fill up these beds with plants. And I can show y'all where I started at. Let me show y'all so far what I have started though. Check out my pear cactus. I keep pulling weeds from around her too. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to clean her up. And I have some white pebble rocks in my yard. I'm going to put pebble rocks around her. That will help keep the weeds down. Because I am so tired of plucking weeds from up underneath her. But isn't she gorgeous? I am still working on my front yard. As you can see, my elephant ears came up. Everything's coming up and flowering and dying. But it might take a while before they fill in the space that I need. But my white paradise, bird of paradise, is doing good. My rose bush is doing good. Look, I got a sweet pepper I stuck behind here. And she just been giving me nothing but fruit, y'all. I promise you. And she up in the front yard. My rose bush is doing good. If you guys remember, we took one of her pups off her, planted her in the backyard, and now her leaves are getting bigger. Is what I wanted, because her leaves start growing small. So I'm very excited her leaves are getting huge again. But now I see this doggone lady producing more pups. I didn't see that before, y'all. OMG, what is she doing? She done already start producing more pups. That is not what the game plan was. When she produces pups, it takes a lot of her energy and causes her to have small leaves. In this area where I have her at, on my porch, when I first got her leaves were so big you couldn't even see from this corner here on my porch, because she just took over it. So I'm glad to see her leaves are getting bigger and better, but I'm not too thrilled about her baby. So here's my porch. Trying to keep my porch clean is tough when you have kids. They come out here, rearrange, move stuff. They got some patio furniture that's on clearance at Home Depot, y'all, and I got my eye on the set. I can't wait to switch my chairs, cushions for my porch. I'm just not paying that price, so I'll be patient and wait. That is my Pasco basil that I cut down in my yard. It got way too big. I cut it down, but I took a couple of stems, but only one produced a root for me. I need to change that water, but as soon as she give me multiple roots, I'm gonna go ahead and stick her in the ground. Isn't she pretty? This is the only pot I have on my porch. Isn't she pretty? I've been harvesting and harvesting my aloe, and it's like the more I harvest, the more she grows. But I'm loving it. I'm loving the look. So down here is where I started my fall seeds. I hate lizards. They be scaring me. They wait till you get so close to them to move. I need to water you. But I have winter squash, cantaloupe, broccoli, collards, Georgia collards, dill, sweet basil, purple cornflower, zinniacs, lettuce, Swiss chard, and cabbage. And I'm gonna come water you guys. So those is what I started so far. I still have plenty more that I labeled in the house. I just ran out of starter soil to start them. I have my own compost, but it's always a hit and miss with that. And before you know it, it doesn't germinate. And now I got to start over. So this time I just wanted to make sure I give them a head start. So I actually got starter soil from my local big box store. Put it in here, labeled it. I'm going to come through real quick and water it. And we're going to hope for the best. I just did these like 2 days ago. So let's hope I see some germination fast. And then later on today, I'll start my other seeds when I run and get some more cypress mulch and some more starter soil. So it's not too late to start. As you can tell, some of mine, I put the name of the fruit, the day I planted the seed, and how many days it takes to harvest on my labels. And a lot of these are like 85, 65, 57 days. So if you think about the math, we're in the middle of July. I think it's like 30 days in August and September and in October. So that's 90 days right there. And of course it will be a lot cooler than it is now. And these will be okay. They'll survive it. We actually need the heat for the germination part anyway. Some people use a greenhouse, but it is so hot here and humid. I'm putting them on my porch where they don't get direct sun, but they're getting a little rain when it rains, and they're getting a little light and moist. So that's that. Let me know what you guys are growing in your yard, or what flowers you want to start growing in your landscape. And I'll catch y'all back on the next video.